Hey, yeah, I know, you get to see me a lot these days, somehow. Well, in comparison, of course, because other artists might show themselves a little bit more than me. I just have to tell you two things, two updates. The first one is probably the more important one for a lot of you. It concerns the CDs. You know how by now, for years, you could only download my music and you didn't have any real CDs. I was putting new CDs in stock now, finally, but not all of them, because it's hard as an independent musician. You know, without a label, it's hard to make real CDs. So I was deciding to, well, not deciding, I could only make two at the moment, which is the Celtic Collection and Bandero, because those two were the most requested. So, yeah, they are available now as CDs, and the link will be in the description of this video. You can get them there. And I have them here, so that's how it looks. The Celtic Collection is like this. And here without the CD, crap, but the CD is exactly the same as the front cover, so it's exactly the same picture on the CD. So sorry, but yeah. Yeah, I know, good preparation to make a video. I don't even have the CD in the cover. And here is Vandalo. Looks like this. All the artworks are of course made by Karina, so she made all of them. Here's the inside. Here as well you see the CD is the same as the front cover, so you didn't miss anything on the Celtic Collection. Yeah, anyway, that's the first thing. The CDs are available again, those two. Yeah, and what I almost forgot. Jeez, I'm so bad at this. Yeah, to answer already, like, the question that will come up the most now is, yeah, we have those two CDs at the moment, but we meaning Karina and I, we plan to do all the albums as real CDs, so we definitely want to do that, and if we have the possibility, we will. But as I said, it's not that easy and it could just take a while, but eventually you can be sure that all of my albums will appear on CD, except for the complete discography as like a bundle, because that's something that was only possible at Bandcamp and at CD Baby, where I sell the real CDs. You can't offer a deal like that, so you can't like release a bundle thing of CDs. You can only release single CDs. So yeah, but all the albums will be made on CD someday, and I will make, of course, a post on Facebook and probably a new video again once that happens. So you will be informed. Don't worry. Okay, now the second thing that I have to tell you concerns future uploads on this channel. At least it will be a pretty big part of it in the near future. A lot of you know by now that I am writing a book, but it actually goes a lot further than that. I am making a book because I am inventing a whole world and I want to write a story inside that world, and I'm also inventing languages for it. So it is a huge project, and know how some of you may know this who are writing stories, especially fantasy stories, that when you write you want to listen to like background music that matches what you're writing and gives you inspiration, and so you're listening to like soundtracks for movies or something like that. And I do the same. I do the same thing when I write. But when I started with this whole project, I realized that why don't I make my own soundtrack for the book? And that's what I'm doing. I am making like a movie soundtrack for the book that I'm writing. And this soundtrack will be over 2 hours long. And I plan to upload it on YouTube. I started the soundtrack actually pretty much at the same time with the book idea. Last year in spring 2012, I started writing the first parts of the book score. It's in a kind of fantasy film music, you know, and because the story is a fantasy story in a high fantasy world, but not with elves. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm making this soundtrack, and I want to upload the songs because by now I have like 10, 12 finished ones for this soundtrack, and I will upload them in parts, you know, in a few days. Sorry, my camera just shut off. What did I say the last? I will start uploading the first parts of the score in a few days, and I will oh my god, I will keep uploading them, you know, in order of the story, and it will be a huge mass of videos and of music in the end, because the whole thing will be over 2 hours long, and 2 hours equals like maybe 30 or 40 songs. The important part is, for you to know, is that those movie score songs for this book, they are describing actual scenes from the book. So that means that like the structure of songs may be a little weird in some songs, in some parts of the soundtrack, because it's a movie soundtrack and it doesn't follow the common like song structure. So there can be songs that are just 1 minute long because the scene is just 1 minute long, and there can be songs which will have a very loud and, you know, exciting or very fast-paced start, and then they just drop, and the rest of the song is very silent. So just so you're not confused, that's, you know, soundtrack music, because it's not a fictional soundtrack, it's a soundtrack for which I have all the scenes already in my head. So yeah, that, I guess it will make the whole soundtrack a lot more real, because there is a real story behind it. It's not just film music that I write for the hell of it. It's film music that I write for a very real story, you know. So anyway, I just wanted to tell you that, so that you will not be surprised by any weird movements in the songs, you know. Yeah. So yeah, that's the 2 big updates that I wanted to share with you, and I think that's it. Have a nice day.